I didn't know if could already join you. Yeah, sure. I can speak all day if you want. I'm really good at it. Yeah. So let me speak about my day.
Green light, go, go, go.
Better now. With me is our fellow organizer, SimRacing, Daniel. Good evening, Daniel.
Yeah, good evening to you as well. I'm very glad that we are sitting right here in our little commentator box and not outside in the rain as it is right now on Spa-Francorchamps.
Yeah, I've seen the description moist, but yeah, that seems maybe a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that moist anymore. It's already quite wet.
Pitching around a bit as you do here in basically regular frequency. Nothing really works as it's supposed to during streams. Tether off. It's up. Apparently I'm coming here. Yeah, this. Oh, yeah, okay, this is. Yeah, this should be a bit better. Apparently, I was, well, pretty much unhearable. But, it seems to be a bit better now. So let me know how things are now, and yeah, and if you can hear us both pretty much the same, because of course we would not want one of us to be way louder than the other. So.
Adjust the volume right now. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So just let us know. So yeah, here we are with the qualifying. First we have half an hour to decide the top 25. And then we're going on to, let me just get my notes here, because of course I've been through this a couple of times, and then the time comes to do commentary and then you forget everything as things go, of course. So yeah, we have 30 minutes for that first 25, that top 25. And then qualifying 2 is the top 25, which will be 50 minutes, and then we will decide, well, I have to say, Daniel, 7 cars in the Super Bowl, because 3 tickets have been bought. So
yes, I mean, it's a great opportunity to. We can say that we both obviously have teams available, and we both obviously are racing as well. And I don't know for you, but we consider we consider it. I mean, if you only look at the weather report, we see it's raining, and rain always brings really really interesting races. So you never know what's going to happen, and saving yourself a top 10 pole position or top 10 position starting spot, that can avoid quite a bit of hassle that's going to happen no matter what, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So we thought about it as well, but we decided against it because, yeah, I mean, we will be fast enough anyways. But the question is, I mean, if you saved yourself, if you bought yourself wildcard tickets, we are definitely going in the top 10. Do you still do the qualifying? Do you want to prove yourself you got it, or do you just say, yeah, we relax and look what's going to happen and start driving in the Super Bowl anyways?
Well, I think the pressure is definitely off, of course. But yeah, I know, because one of the 3 tickets that we sold today, they asked us if they still had to or could drive. And they saw it as an opportunity because, of course, the rest of the field gets those meters in. And yeah, they sort of get themselves warmed up for the top 10 qualifying.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I just read that. I think you can maybe up my volume a bit.
Yeah, let me know.
My volume seems a bit low.
Yeah, I'm looking at the volume should be pretty much equal now, but I can still up you a bit more. Of course, I don't.
Yeah, maybe I should just start screaming more. I mean,
yeah.
more enthusiasm in this whole commentary, you know.
Yeah, let's just let us know if I can turn up Daniel a bit more. Confusingly, of course, you're both called Daniel, but yeah, let's call you German Daniel and Dutch Daniel. That will be a good way to identify us. Of course, tomorrow we also have Raven Comms representing us in the representing us. They're doing will do an excellent broadcast as they always do. So very happy to have them on board. And well, as we're thanking people and entities, of course, yeah, we definitely have to give a shout out to our sponsors here. We have a couple of very fantastic sponsors. Of course, we have Coach Dave Academy. Well, not a long-term sponsor, but they have been sponsoring us for a few months. Of course, we also have pitwall.live, which we'll always use and love to use. Of course, a very good tool. Also, a shout out to Knaf, people who, especially the Dutch and Belgian drivers will be familiar with the Knaf competition that we organize, and they've been so kind to hand us out a couple of prizes as well. Yeah, and speaking of prizes, of course, we'll definitely get back to that after the race, and you'll see we'll have a couple of prizes thanks to our sponsors that we can hand out. Of course, this event is not about prizes; it's not the main thing, but it's still a nice thing, of course, to be presented with them if you do good in both donating and in the race itself, of course. Yeah, and just to continue on with the list of fantastic sponsors, we have Hedgehog and Just Sprinting, also supporting us with prizes. And I'm gonna need your excellent German for that last one, Daniel.
Yeah, it's called Harzkunst. My pronunciation is probably a bit off as well, but yeah, they also have very interesting. I mean, yeah, let's call it interesting ideas on how to personalize and individualize a few very special prizes, I guess. And yeah, I'm very happy to see where this is all going, and of course what's going to happen during the race. And I'm pretty sure we will be able to provide and let's say maybe bid on stuff or whatever. I think there will be plenty of ways to have fun during the race and to maybe even get some prizes during the race for the viewers or for donating or not.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's well, definitely where I would say where your expertise comes in. Of course, last year you were the absolute heroes. Of course, we were very happy with all the donations and all the contributions we saw during the race. But yeah, we decided to, we asked you to, if you would be interested in teaming up with us, and well, very happy that we are now finally able to present everything that we came up with in the last couple of months. And I think a big part for you there is, of course, the incentives, which last year, well, of course, the cliche being that Dutch people, well, we don't want to do anything silly. But yeah, it's a fun event, and we're trying to raise as much money as we can. So yeah, we have those nice incentives.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see how this is going to develop during the race. I mean, I've never had a race driven or even commentated or whatnot, or even seen a race in ACC where you actually had the opportunity during the race to give yourself like an advantage, to buy yourself faster lap times. I mean, this is crazy, right? I mean, you can just go ahead if you want to and eliminate, if with enough money, of course, eliminate the concurrent, the opportunity, the opposing teams by just buying a drive-through penalty. I mean, how crazy is that?
Well, that's something that I'm especially interested in, and we can go over all the incentives in a few seconds. Let's do that. But one thing that I'm particularly interested in is buying off penalties, especially drive-through penalties, because well, we did a couple of how do you say that, prelude race, let's call it that, on this track, and in 2.5 hours I was able to get 2 drive-throughs for track limits, as you do if you're not a very good sim racer. And well, you can buy off drive-through penalties and stop-and-go penalties as well for good money, because we're talking well, for the drive-through, clearing drive-through will be, for instance, $80. Clearing a stop-and-go penalty for 30 seconds will be $110. That's a lot of money, but of course, a stop-and-go penalty, 30 seconds on Spa-Francorchamps, well, that's a lot of time as well. So we did not want to make that cheap, and clearing a time penalty will be $1. So yeah, it's I think an interesting opportunity in the race.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, since this is a charity race, since this is all about raising as much money as possible, sure, those prizes are heavy, sure, those prizes are very expensive, for now at least, without spoiling too much, but if you consider it, I mean, if you get a warning, you can get 3 warnings, that's like, and the 4th warning will be the drive-through penalty. At that point, you're basically just paying $80 to basically cut the track 4 times, right? So
yeah,
that's a huge benefit. I mean, Spa is known for being a long track, for being quite a difficult track, and I mean those track limits, especially on certain corners, we all know, are quite hard to get by, and that could save yourself quite a lot of time. I mean, that's an advantage you can have or consider. I mean, you can go ahead and say, okay, we do cut the track, we are planning with it, and then we're just buying off the penalty.
That sounds like a team that has a lot of control, but let me tell you that I personally, it's not about control for me. It's just pure incompetence, and it's good to know that at least I can rid myself of some guilt by paying off my stupidity. So that's definitely a good thing. One thing, we have a couple of other penalties, of course, as well. Drive if you want to give another team a penalty. That's even more expensive because of course, we wouldn't want you to go all out. Well, maybe we do want you to go all out, but $160 to give someone a drive-through, $220 to give someone a 30-second stop-and-go penalty. So, yeah, it's expensive, but again, time is it's a lot of time here on Spa-Francorchamps, and
I mean. We're talking Spa pit boxes, right? We're talking like a minute of driving through the pit box. It's almost a round. That's almost a whole lap.
Yeah, you find yourself as a totally different person once you've made that pit stop, and you've evolved as a person during those hellish, more than a minute, more than maybe 2 minutes. It's a long time.
Yeah, definitely. So if this brings in some strategic planning you can do, right? You can, if you're, for example, if you're fighting for P1, P2, whatever, or maybe even the top 10 position, and you're considering, or you have the next car is close by, and you want to get yourself like a little head start or whatever, you can consider just going ahead and saying, whatever, I'm just going to buy you a drive-through and take your position. I mean, it's like driving Mario Kart. I mean, or even if you're like way behind in the race, I don't know, last place, whatever. I don't know. You can just still go ahead and just say, I don't care. I'm buying P1. Stop and go penalty.
Absolutely. And, but of course it goes the other way around as well. If you're finding someone, they will hopefully have the exact same considerations and splash the cash to make you suffer. So that's a fun thing in this.
And at this point, we're just talking about the drive-through penalties and the stop and go, and we have more.
Yeah, we have. Of course, if you want to give yourself a nice advantage for an hour, you can buy both 20 kilograms for $30, so that's not too expensive, and 40 kilograms for $55. So just a nice advantage. Of course, again, I would definitely consider that. As I say, it's not too expensive. So, I would do that for one of the other drivers. If they're in the car, then I might buy that one.
Yeah, and especially if we did some testing and we found out. I mean, 20 kilograms. This doesn't sound too much, but that's around, I think, half a second per lap. For an hour that you have extra. That's pretty. Yeah, I mean, it's not too nice, and 40 kilograms, around a second and a half, depending on the driver, of course, and the conditions.
Yeah.
Per lap for 60 minutes, that's quite a lot of time extra.
I would say that's huge.
That's huge. That's almost a drive-through penalty, and for 60 minutes for an hour, that's something you can easily consider buying for someone to get yourself a little bit of an advantage over that person, or to just annoy somebody. You can easily just say, I'm not in a fight right now, but I just want to annoy somebody.
Yeah, well, that's a good bridge, but let me rectify myself, because the minus ballast that I just mentioned, minus 40 grams will be kilograms, sorry, not grams. Will be $75. Minus 20 will be $45. So speaking of annoying things, we made a nice bridge there. 20 kilograms ballast will be $30, and 40 will be $55 to give that out to another team. And as I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if I am mixing these numbers around, so let me just quickly check that.
No, it's 55 if you want to increase for 40 kilograms, and it's 30 if you want to increase for 20 kilograms. And 75 for 40 kilograms less, and 20 kilograms less is 45. So you can, I mean, you can react to whatever someone else did. So if you see that somebody is reducing their weight, you can go ahead and pay to give them the weight they just lost back or whatever. So you have quite a bit of opportunities to react to what's happening, and that's the most important thing in this thing. It's not limited to the drivers or the teams that participate. Everybody can do this.
Yeah, that's the awesome thing of this. Of course, we've shared the as we see that Netvedev. Let me just say if I get that name right, because we're going to see it a lot in the next 24 hours. Nevedev, is that about in the ballpark how you pronounce that? We saw him make a small mistake there. Of course, he was not really quick on his lap, so let's hope that he can make an improvement now. In terms of weather, we see that dry weather is coming in the next couple of minutes. We still have 10 minutes to go in the qualifying, so that might be a bit too late to have proper advantage of that, as we see cars. That was a car accident pit. I thought for a second he maybe was sliding around there. Daniel, by the way, I don't know if you've been able to practice in the wet, but there's a nice little bit of water there. If it's wet, you exit the pit lane, and there's a huge puddle of water there. So
I know that puddle, and I spun a lot of times to to think about it. So I'm probably trying to avoid it. And yeah, I mean, speaking of weather, we are for sure going to have rain during the race. I think that's at this point it's probably a safe bet.
Yeah.
So people, I mean, I didn't practice in the wet at least, and I don't know how many teams actually did, and how well you can prepare. I mean, these conditions are going to be very weird, very changing a lot. I mean, and what you always need to consider is that since there are opportunities to influence the race during the race, you can't really plan ahead. You can't really plan what's going to happen, since you don't know whether or not you're going to be affected by ballast, for example, and that totally changes the car, especially under these conditions.
I've been able to do some practice in the wet this afternoon, and if I would need to describe that, I would say survive. Just survive when the rain is falling like this. And it was actually light rain. It was supposed to be light rain that I had this afternoon, but it didn't feel like that. Absolutely survival mode. So, by the way, I'm going through a couple of cars because lots of requests to have a little look at, of course, their teammates' car that's on the track right now. So that the 84 car, of course, the fun racing machine, is on the 18th position. So with 8 minutes and 23 seconds to go there, it looks good to reach that top 25.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm not driving right now.
There was a last minute, a nice surprise for me, because I was going to do this broadcast alone, which I don't mind. But Daniel was just asked me at the last moment, hey, can I join you? Yeah, sure, absolutely. So that's nice that I think Patrick is driving the car, if I remember correctly. I see that on screen, so there you go. So good that he could do that, and that you could join me in the commentary box. Let's look at. I see number 31, number 13. Go go go! So are both of these cars? Let's see. Do we even have both of these numbers? Let's see. 31, and maybe you guys can let me know if your livery is loaded correctly, because I can still check that. I'll discuss that with John, but just reach out to me after the broadcast if your livery... Ooh, see a nice little slide there. If the livery is not loaded correctly, just reach out to me after the stream. We'll look at it if we can sort it out for the stream tomorrow. John and Mike and George of Ravencomps will be the main commentators during the broadcast, and their hardware is a lot better than mine. Because I'm actually, as the hardcore DC-SimRacing viewers know, I'm actually streaming this on a laptop, which is not ideal. But unfortunately, at this moment, it's all I have. Well, basically cared for to purchase for this. So, but I'll change that very soon because yeah, we definitely need something better, of course. But yeah, the 31 car is in the 23rd position so far, as we see that it seems to be dry now. Well, not the track, but
yeah. I mean, there's no rain, but it's still the wet track. But I think it's going to. Yeah, I mean, during the last 6 minutes of the qualifying, it's no tough decision. I mean, if you go ahead, change the tires, go to wet, dry setup. Thinking, of course, there will be some dry spots during the last few minutes. Setting a dry qualifying lap will easily put you right in the top 25.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And let's keep a good eye. I'm going to skip the request for looking at specific cars because we're going to see a lot of changes in those last couple of minutes, as you say. We'll definitely want to keep an eye on that. But yeah, let's just stay with the 14th car because they're on a good improvement of 6/10 right now, halfway through their lap. So that could be a good improvement since, well, as we see, it's so close here. They're 6/10 behind the number 1 position. So they could even go to pole as it is right now because, as you say, Daniel, it's still 5 minutes and lots of things are going to change now. And of course, Leus as well, in the currently in the number 1 position, is also on a good improvement. So let's try to see if we can. Of course, he's not there invalidating. So quickly jumping to Van der Steeg, who's 1.5 seconds quicker. So he will be going to pole position now. And we're going to see a lot of that now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can see that the track is getting a bit drier. It's still, you still have your wet spots there, but the more you race now on this, the more, or the drier the track gets, and the times will drop. I mean, we're currently at P1 at a 2:25.5, which isn't a great dry time. I mean, dry we're talking about 2:17, 2:18 maybe. I don't know how fast these guys can get, but it's like 10 seconds of improvement right here. So the times will drop now quite fast.
Yeah, I'm just trying to jump to all the improvers here. There's a lot of them. So here is the 31 car again, 1.5 seconds quicker now. So they'll also make a nice jump already in the top 25. But I see a lot of people outside of the top 25 that are on invalidated laps. One of them, let's the 591 car, they're currently on a bit more than 1 second, but of course that still won't be enough for the top 25. So hopefully a couple of people will be able to make that jump. Let's see, we have Neverif currently in P7, almost 2 seconds. So that's the pole position for now. Let's see. Elias currently in second position on the tiniest of improvements. Still a bit of lap to go. As Daniel has to excuse himself, German Daniel that is, has to excuse himself for a second, so I'll just try to keep track of the action as best as I can by myself, but Elias unfortunately has to drop off a bit. He's now second, dropping down a second it seems. So let's go back to the 31 car. 2:10s they still have in the bag here. Still quite a bit of lap to go. And also looking at Eckhart, just outside of the top 25, and they're on a good 2-second improvement. So let's see if they can keep this up, because if they can, that will definitely well place them in that top 25 that we're going to. It's going to be so important because, as we already explained, of course, after this part of the qualifying, we're going to part 2 with the top 25. So the rest of the field is going to drop off very soon. Already 3.1 seconds here for Jerome Eckhart. So they're on a good jump. In fact, I think they're going to jump into the top 10 here if they can keep up this nice lap. But cannot afford to make mistakes. And but whatever happens, and nothing happens by the looks of it, nothing bad happens, let's say. That's a good jump here. Well, that's still the 25th position, but they still have another chance here. Let's see. Graser has 6 tenths here going through Blanchimont. Lots of traffic. Hopefully not too much of a factor.
Back.
Aye, then.
Yeah, calls, you know.
Yeah, that's how it goes real life. Graser on a 4 tenths improvement now, so.
I'm still surprised, not expected right now. I mean, still the track is kind of damp, some dry spots are there. You can see it on the trails there. So still, it's a tough and hard time to drive right now. But I mean, 2:24. I mean, there's still a lot of time to gain, but only 22 seconds right now remaining. This can be the big lap, right, for most people right now to get into the top 25.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As we're looking at Lias, who's on track to get the pole position back from Medvedev. Of course, that being the provisional pole, because we're going to the second part of the qualifying. Especially the 196 car is finished. They're currently in the top 10. We're looking good for that top 25.
That's what I like about the commentator, spectator perspective. You can clearly see how the dry spots and the dry line is forming, and where you want to be on the racetrack and where you don't want to be on the racetrack when the weather is changing. So it's quite interesting. When you're driving, you're not really seeing it. It's basically just, yeah.
Yeah, you really have to experience it, probably. You kind of have to feel how far you can go. And that's really tricky, for instance, here on Eau Rouge. It's not really a corner where you really want to experience it mid-corner and feel, oh yeah, I went a bit too far. And now I'm, I'm hurtling towards the wall with 200 plus kilometers an hour. Yeah, that's a bit too late to find out, as we see that Eckhart is able to jump into that top 25. They drop down back to 27th for a second, and then they they jumped back into the top 25.
I mean, that's why we're doing sim racing right now. At least, you know, there are no consequences if you hit the wall. I mean, sure there are consequences, but I mean, you survive, and that's very important.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's an important detail. Of course, your teammates will not like you, but yeah, I'm guessing that if that happens, then you will feel bad enough as it is. So hopefully your teammates, and I'm talking to my teammates as well, because it might happen to me. You see that, that's unfortunate, because Reinhard is able to make a jump there, but not enough to reach the top 25. Still a good position. So. A
That's
good jump.
The end of
so,
Q1.
Yeah, it's in Q1. We still have a couple of people that are on a lap, but that's not an official lap. So that's a nice try, but that will not help them. So let me just get this out of the way. And that means that, we're going to that second part of the qualifying.
The probably more interesting part of the qualifying, to be fair. I mean, those guys are now our top 25 drivers, our top 25 teams. And the weather is again changing, of course, so you don't know what to expect. and seeing them driving on dry tracks, I mean, this could change a bit. And then probably assuming that we are going to see some very fast times, or even faster times right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Damp track, as we see, but yeah, as you say, well, it does seem to be dry for the coming period. This is a short practice session, as Menno probably has to set things up. I can imagine. Of course, Menno is the for the DC-SimRacing part. Menno, of course, is the big guy handling all the let's say technical ACC stuff. Because yeah, I guess I can make more effort to learn that. But yeah, Menno knows a lot about it. So let each do their own part, I say. So let's just look at Roger Pesce. Roger, let's call him Roger.
But if I see that correctly, our 3 white cars are car number 27, car number 208, and car number 94, and each of them has done the lap. Each of them did qualify, I think, within the top 25. So they did practice.
Yeah.
To be fair, if I had been driving right now, I would have probably just sit there and relax. I mean, if I got the top 10 Super Bowl position paid for and guaranteed, I would just sit there, lean back, and enjoy people struggling on the dry and the wet.
Yeah, true. But on the other hand, you can, without consequences, get a few practice laps in. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, of course. But seeing how fast these weather conditions are changing, I mean, do you really practice for it? I don't know. I mean, it's basically just getting up to temperature, getting to know the car a bit before actually driving in the Super Bowl qualifying session then, and trying to, I mean, qualify as high as possible. I mean, you're guaranteed top 10, so in worst case you're starting from P10, which is up front, right? It's not in the back of the field, it's not in the middle of the field, it's right up front, so you're probably going to have a great time at the start anyway, so...
Yeah, that's well, nothing is guaranteed, of course, on Spa-Francorchamps, but yeah, we're going to have this huge grid going through Eau Rouge, and I know that the driver's briefing will... I'm fairly sure that Menno is going to, well, how do you say that? Ask everyone to be sensible in that first corner. Sure. But of course, yeah, there's a lot of cars going through that first couple of corners, so things are bound to happen. Of course, we do have live stewarding. We have forwarding to the second qualifying in a few seconds. Yeah, there's definitely things bound to happen. Let's just reload the track again, which is greasy now, so I'm guessing that dry tires are becoming optimal ever so slowly.
Yeah, I would assume that you're not going to take wet tires right now. I mean, according to the weather forecast, it's saying it's going to stop raining. It's not saying it's starting raining again, so the track gets drier and drier and drier, so wet tires aren't even an option, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right. Currently, as it is greasy, probably the wet tire still would be optimal. So, but yeah, I would think, because, well, as my friend John says always, the sun has put his hat on. The sun is out, so the track is no doubt going to dry up very quickly. And let me just try something in the background, because we've had a lot of donations come into the... again, we have the donation links shared in the description of YouTube, and of course you can also find them on our Discord. But yeah, I wanted to say we have had a lot of donations come in through a GoFundMe.com link, which is great for people that don't want or don't have a credit card or don't want to use PayPal. We won't be able to use that for our donations, unfortunately, because you can imagine that translating that would cost way too much time. And of course, we want to be quick with those incentives. We want to do that as quickly as possible. So, but what we will do is all the donations we've had on GoFundMe, we'll definitely. Both during the race and maybe a bit during qualifying. So we see Michael Stoll sort of taking liberty in Blanchimont to go over the asphalt there a bit, but still going on his outlap, so no worries there. But I'll definitely be trying to post a few donations as we've received them from GoFundMe, and I'll transfer them to Tiltify. So you'll definitely see a couple of names popping up in the screen of everyone who's been kind enough to donate to GoFundMe. And I'll also translate that donation to dollars from euros, because of course we've received a lot of euros at Tiltify, or Make-A-Wish I should say.
Yeah.
It's receiving them in dollars, so I'll just use today's conversion. And you'll see a couple of funky amounts, like $16.33, and if you wonder why that is, that's because we, of course, we had to transfer it to dollars. So.
Yeah, don't and keep yourself all a bit of money for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be the big day. Tomorrow is going to be the race. Tomorrow is going to be the time where you can influence the race from outside of the race, which I've never seen before in that kind of way in ACC, so that's something which is very new for us and I guess for the viewers itself. So keep yourself some money to either to try and give your team a little head start or influence another team you don't like or whatever. For example, you don't like delivery, just make them pay for it. I don't know. There are plenty of ways to do that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. You need to get your well, how do you say, spaarpot?
Make your credit card burn.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Anyways, on that note, I'm going to head off for a while now. Daniel, was nice talking to you. I'm trying to come back in a while.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully see you very soon.
Yes.
As we start to see Michael Stoll on his first lap. In the meantime, I'm trying to do one of those donations, so bear with us. As we see Lane Fire putting up the first time actually to 25.325, so it's a greasy track still not far from optimal, or still very far from optimal I should say. Lots of time still in this track, and you can see all those wet spots on the track as well. You see Mike van der Hoek jumping to the first position. And, let me just switch to. I see a lot of invalidated laps, and could be very much to do with that greasy track. People trying to find some grip left and right. Chico Late Fire is currently on an improvement of almost a second. So still has a fair bit in the pipeline probably. And if you wonder why I'm a bit quiet every now and then, I'm trying to do two things at once. So bear with me for a second. Of course, you can see the times in the left of your screen, so even if I'm not saying anything, hopefully you can follow the qualifying a bit. And of course, we also have a pit live screen, which where you can also follow the live timing force that will be shared on Discord. Most of the donations from GoFundMe tomorrow during the race, so I'll have a bit more time, as I won't be alone as I am now during that broadcast, so I will have plenty of time to focus a bit on the donation part of things, which of course is, well, that's why we're here, right? We want to have fun, but we also want to raise as much money as we can for Make-A-Wish. Yeah, just an awesome goal, yeah, making wishes come true for sick children, just giving a bit of relief to families in a very tough time. As you see that Chico Lanefar is jumping to that second position right now. Placing the car right there, but Elias coming over the line in 2:21.42, so the track is still greasy, but the lap times are definitely coming down very quickly. Let's jump to Hatak. We haven't seen, that's a very nice livery. Wow, look at that. Christoph Hatak on a 1.5 second improvement, so going to make a nice jump, it seems. There you go, P4. Oh yeah, I love that livery. It looks very nice. Of course, shout out to everyone who spent a lot of time making their liveries. And, yeah, that's why I definitely want to make a bit of effort, and hopefully we can sort things out for tomorrow. If your livery isn't showing up correctly, just reach out to me. And yeah, it's going to be. Of course, we don't have a lot of time left because tomorrow, 12 o'clock, we're already starting the race. But yeah, maybe if you can send me your livery files, then I can send them through to John, and we can see what we can do. So things will be visible during the race. Elias on another improvement. That track is currently green now, so getting quicker and quicker and quicker. Definitely see those lap times coming down further and further. Yes. The pronunciation is probably way off the mark there, but hopefully plenty of time to get it right. What's make a fish? That must have been my funky Dutch pronunciations of things, but you're gonna hear a lot of that. So. Yeah, make a wish, of course, but you can also make a fish if you're able to do that. By all means, go ahead. And let's jump to Hatak again, because again he's on 1.5 seconds here. So jumping to the second position. Let's see how our Super Bowl, the people who bought a Super Bowl ticket, how they're doing. With the 27 car currently in 16th. Of course, we also had the, let me look if the other guys are also in this top 25. That's the 94 car, so they're actually in position behind there, currently 18th. And the final one was, if I remember correctly, the 208 car, so they're actually in the 4th position right now. As it stands, it doesn't look like they actually needed to buy that Super Bowl ticket, but yeah, of course the donation is still very welcome. So, Gaidon who just jumped to the 1st position. Just trying to find someone who's a bit further up the lap. For instance, Sander de Boer, again the 27 car. Almost 2 seconds here. On this green track, jump to P8. So now we can say the same thing. Well, maybe they didn't need to buy that Super Bowl ticket, but Still 3.5 minutes to go almost. So plenty of things still to happen with a track that is becoming quicker and quicker. Elias going to jump back to P1. Patrick Bijsters on a 1 second improvement, does have some traffic there. And that will be Zimmerman in the number 10 car, I think. And there are also 6/10 improvements. So Zimmerman jumped to 13, Patrick Bijsters jumped to P6. Patrick, by the way, my teammate. And the thought of starting in the top 10 makes me incredibly nervous. So settle down there, Patrick. Yeah, so much still going on. 2.5 minutes. The track still getting quicker and quicker and quicker. So much green times shown in the screen currently, because in FAD we saw had excellent times in the wet conditions. Now 1.5 seconds almost. They still have somewhere in the lap. As we see that Elias is almost still finding 2:10s now, currently 2:18.382, the quickest lap. Still definitely a bit of speed left in the track. Can you show 926? Let's see if I can do that. No, well, yes, I can, because I'm currently looking at them. I was looking at a car somewhere else in the field, but I'm actually looking at them. So there we see a very nice jump, 20 positions and all the way to pole position, with a bit more than 1 minute to go. Let's see. Elias, as I say, on another improvement. Liebrich in the fun racing car. Boom, P7. Basically everyone I'm viewing right now is working on an improvement. Soderstrom, almost a second. It's also a big jump. And it's all about timing right now. You have to be out on the right moment to get that super pole position. Not to be confused with the pole position. Zimmerman going for another attempt, and you see they drop all the way down to the 20th position again. That's how quickly it goes. Bijsters is already in 14th, and we saw them go to the top 10, to a P6 position, making me nervous about the top 10. But now we're seeing them in P15 again. So just goes to show how incredibly quick the track is drying up. Offerman. 8/10. Boom, that's another top 10 position. Official time of the qualifying is over now, so that's Offerman done for the qualifying. Van der Steeg as well. But still plenty of drivers working on their laps. For instance, Stoll on the 21 car. We probably have, let's jump to the 926 car again. Because they could very well go to the P1 position here. In fact, I think, that's something very weird would go on if they would not take the pole position here. And let me just turn off, because I'm thinking you're probably hearing a lot of Discord sound, so let me just turn that off for a second. Otto also having a second, already in the top 10, but there's still a bit of improvement there. So even jumping into P4, you see Matt Jordan also jumping into the top 10, 7 tenths here. And again, P4, so Otto straight down the field. Let's look at Mike van der Hoek having a second here. Second in the bag, so that could also mean a top 10. Or could it? No, that's P11, wow. And Leenvaart, what can he do? P14, and that's the end of the second part of the qualifying. So now we're going to that Super Pole, and let's see what that means for our for the people that bought the Super Pole ticket, because yeah, of course we want to know, did they actually require a Super Pole ticket? We had the 9-4 car. Well, they were in P26. Oh, there's.
Go.
That's a bit. That's a shame, because the lap times just flew away from me. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait to see on that result, because I doubt that I'll be able to see the lap times right now. Or can I? Yeah, this is the first qualifying. This is the second qualifying. Yeah, so we have the 9-4 car here, P27. They bought a Super Pole ticket, so they will be in that top 10 qualifying. We also had the 27 car, currently in P24, so they're also present in that top 10. And let's see, the 208 car, that was Mike van der Hoek. Yeah, they jumped to, we just saw them jump to the P11 position. So, wow, good choices to buy those tickets. And cars outside of the top 7 can now leave the server, of course. So here we go for that final part of the qualifying. Yeah, and apologies to all the chats that I'm missing, of course, tomorrow. As I say, we will have 2 commentators, so of course we will be able to give you all a lot more attention than I'm currently doing right now. We wait for Menno to set up that final session. As we're waiting, I'm doing another attempt at transferring those donations. just a little longer. And yeah, we're, as Mark Martin says, we're looking at the only BMW in a McLaren party. So that's a brave car choice, I would say. So we have three people, three teams, I should say, who bought a Super Bowl ticket. And, they are still with us. The 27 car, the 208 car, who almost did it on merit, but ended up in P11. And then we have the, let me think. Are they not with us anymore? That's... Oh yeah, of course, the 94 car. 94. What are drivers waiting for? Well, let's see if we can take a look at that chat. Will probably be Menno who still has to set something up, so let's just... Oh yeah, the thing we're waiting for, it's still a free practice, so yeah, there we go. Menno will forward us to the final qualifying. So yeah, that was what we were waiting for. And I see that is an hour of qualifying. So, oh yeah, and Rally Live just subscribed. Well, thank you for your sub. Instead of Porsche Cup, it's the Mecca Cup now. Yeah, pretty much. The McLaren, of course, some people say it's a bit OP. Of course, I have absolutely no idea, but yeah, hey, we have that 40 kilograms of ballast that you can buy, so just splash the cash and, well, why not give every McLaren out there a bit of ballast for just an hour, just to even things out. Why not, eh? Here we see Oscar Motin, the first car going out for that Super Bowl. It does say that the qualifying will take an hour. Of course, it will not, but yeah, as soon as the drivers have made their lap, it's one driver at a time, so definitely will give lots of attention to each and every one of them. And tell you what, let me pull up the timing for you so that you can see straight away what they are doing in terms of lap time. how much does an hour of ballast cost? That will be, if you will buy ballast for a car for 60 minutes, that's $55. You can request that. If you look at Discord, well, tomorrow the incentives won't be active until tomorrow. We're going to share the link that you need. You have to go to Google Forms so we can actually keep track of who has received which penalty. And as we see the chat on screen, of course, the drivers are being instructed to leave the pit box at the right time. And we see Motin already on their way in his lap. So far so good for Motin. Of course, they qualified in P27. We are looking at a drier and drier track. And let me switch back. It's green right now. So, of course, the track still drying up. So you can definitely say that Motin is in a bit of a disadvantageous position. I hope I'm not inventing English words there, but because it does happen. But ooh, when he invalidates his lap, that is really unfortunate. So that's yeah, you have a single shot, of course. So that's the end of that. But still a top 10. Focus soon on the 27 car, another one of our donators who bought themselves a Super Bowl ticket. Let's just see how Motin finishes this lap. But again, yeah, it's invalidated. So. The 94 crew will definitely feel some relaxation in the fact that yeah, they have that top 10 position, so you can always try to get a bit more, but yeah, as I say, with the drying track, chances always were going to be that they were going to be in the P10 position, so well, all practice is practice, right? Let's switch over to Sander de Boer. 7 car starts its lap very soon, or actually it already has started. Yeah, so $55 for 40 kilograms of ballast. I don't know if I actually answered your question there, but as you do, I went on a bit of a sidetrack there. So 40 kilograms of ballast to buy for a team will be $55. 20 kilograms of ballast will be $30. So that's not too expensive. If you want to screw someone over. Sander de Boer, a fair bit quicker than his outlap. Coloring between the lines here, not going too far outside of the track. It's still, they're looking for grip here, so not taking too much risk. Again, just a single opportunity, right? So this green track, as we can see, just
a little bit of snap oversteer there. Stays within the track limits after Blanchimont. All he has to do now is finish that last chicane properly. Don't go too far over the line, and then that's the inevitable first position for Sander de Boer. Let's quickly go on to Mike van der Hoek in the 208 machine. Also having bought a Super Bowl ticket. But yeah, again, they almost did it on merit. That last couple of minutes in that final top 25 qualifying was, yeah, a lot of things happening, going on at the same time. Track getting quicker and quicker. And we'll still see that happening. Yeah, we do see the sun out. The track is well, getting drier and drier as it is. Mistakes so far. Part of the circuit through Blanchimont. Wraps that up nicely. And able to take that first position. A good gap of 3/10 to Sander de Boer. Let's jump onto the 21 car. It's just starting their lap, Dominic Hubert. Let's jump on board for a second, see how they get through Eau Rouge. Exciting moment, especially in the wet, but yeah, it's always you need courage. You need a lot of courage. Not going too far over the lines there. team car, also out on track. We'll be jumping over to them as soon as Huber is able to finish up their lap. There we go. That is a P1, 2:18.272. Another 3/10 on Mike van der Hoek. And that's a quicker track, perhaps a quicker driver. Certainly at this time. Let's over to Hinman, just starting their lap. Teammates Chris Carr, Noah McComber, Aiden Tsai, and Jacob Hart. Thing of this qualifying is just a single shot that you get, so do not invalidate. At the same time, of course, you want to maximize the result, obviously, but yeah, that's quite a feat if you invalidate your lap, because it will be all over, well, still the top 10, but coming over the line and takes pole again. The gap is a bit smaller though towards Huber. Just 1/10. Tenths, 1/10, well, whatever. It's tense. Let's jump to Camilo Otto. He's about to start their lap. The 373 car. His teammates Reiner Zeugling, Sebastian Hessing, David Meyer and Kevin Mortsiever. I think they might be German guys. Unfortunate that Daniel is not in right now. He's of course much better at pronouncing your names, but I do the best I can. Just a little bit of Louis van Gaal Duits, German I should say. Ooh, and we do see a bit of rain there, which will be in half an hour, so looks of things we should be done by then. But, well, who knows what happens. But, as we see, things getting a bit more cloudy again. But, yeah, that just goes to show that how the race will probably look like in terms of weather conditions. Just a very, very changing set of conditions. Nice and right over the line there. Let's see what Camillo can do. Go. Well, almost half a second over Hinman. That's us jumping over to Matt Jordan. He takes a really wide corner there in that final chicane. Still 5 cars to go. So that means, well, it might take another 20 minutes, and we have that rain coming in 30 minutes. Well, that's interesting. Let's hope for the quickest car or the last car. But, oh, the team is German. Camilo is Polish, I think. That's interesting. So, to Schubert explaining that in the chat. Jordan and his teammates Patrick Maciargowski, Jenny Pedersen, Arakon Collier, and Dieter Santon. Hoping that Matt can do a nice job here in the qualifying. It's looking good so far. Just 2 more corners here. Let's see where he ends up. Ooh, actually not able to take pole position there. So the first car that does not improve on the quickest time of Otto. But, yeah, again, that was a big gap between Otto and Hinman as well. So a very good lap by Otto. Does a good job of getting the second position. And let's quickly jump to Jan Willem van der Steeg. Just starting their lap. And his teammates Nicolas Gonzalez, Luke Sherlock, and Scott Ticehurst. Christian Voss says Otto is German as well. Jan Willem can do here. Ooh. Lots of slipping there. That will have lost a lot of time. Still able to get P3, so who knows what he could have done without that little moment there. So let's jump to Erik Laies. Lots of teammates for Erik. Tanja Nauendorf. Not sure if my pronunciation there is in the ballpark, but let's go for Kai Venus. Kai K. Sure, that's not his full surname, but no matter. Felix Kalimerk and Melanie Klaam. Also out on track. We are FSR from 4 countries: Poland, it's Camilo, Switzerland, and Germany. The team is German. Ah. Yeah, we have a lovely international set of people on track this weekend, so that's very good to see. Joining us in getting as much money together as we can. Go. What can he do? Well, there we go. Wow, look at that. 8/10 to Otto. But that's 2:16.932. Yeah. It looks starting to look the quicker lap times here. Although the track is still green, but well, green is better than wet. Let's jump to the 926 car here. Elias, the final runner in this Super Pole, also started his lap. Really nice livery this, by the way. I love, of course, all the effort that people put into their liveries, but yeah, this it's a bit of nostalgia seeing that, well, McLaren in combination with the West sponsoring, well, not a big fan of cigarettes, but of course this reminds the older people like myself of, let's say, the 1997 McLaren. I'm getting old, but yeah, it does look very nice. Lavrov, Alexei Zis, Nikita Nikiforov en Dmitry Sukhanov. These are, well, at least Nevediev, but I'm sure his teammates as well are fairly quick. good to have them with us. I see. Looks like. Oh yeah, Elias is still out on track. VDF. Boom, that's a pole position there. So there's that. I'm kind of confused because I see. Seems like we're missing someone, aren't we not? Are we not? Not exactly sure what happened there, but yeah, that's definitely it for the Super Pole. So not exactly sure who we're missing here, but it's Nevediev who takes pole position here in front of the Elias in the Elias in the 387 car and Otto in the 373 car. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting start tomorrow. And yeah, well, we've seen lots of changing conditions during this qualifying, so that's promising for tomorrow's race. And yeah, definitely tune in 12 o'clock sharp. So yeah, be there and get your wallet ready, guys, because let's make as much money as we can for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And yeah, let's make dreams come true. Thank you for watching this one. And yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.